Well, you know, for some, home is just a place. For others, it's a feeling. And for one local actor turned real estate broker, that feeling gave him an opportunity to make a pivot both professionally and personally. In this week's Reset, David Ayers takes us from the bright lights of Broadway to becoming co-managing partner of the agency's first Ohio location.
You can be in the country. If you want to be more in the village and be like an historic, home, you absolutely can be.
Today, real estate agent David Ayers is in his element.
There's the saying like bring your toothbrush and your suitcase and move right in. That's kind of, what they have.
Showing stunning homes across Northeast Ohio.
The real estate market, everywhere, but especially in Cleveland, really on the rise.
He's the managing partner at the Chagrin Falls outpost of buzzy real estate brokerage, The Agency.
I love the photography. It looks great.
Yes, that agency you've seen on reality TV.
The Agency is a family affair.
But just a few years ago, life looked a little different.
We were living in New York City, and we had my son Wyatt was 18 months old, and it was one of those things where we knew that something major had shifted.
It was an opportunity for a reset.
I think one of the things was figuring out what matters to you.
One that asked David, what do I care about most? An important question, particularly in 2020. David and his wife both grew up in Ohio and had also both lived their dreams of acting on Broadway. But he suddenly learned you can't act your way out of a lifestyle that doesn't fit you anymore.
And my focus really changed to having a kid, having a wife whom I adore and love, and was trying to figure out what's the best way for them to function.
And it's clear what matters to David. Just watch his face when he talks about his son.
He's very musical. He's studying piano. He likes to sing.
To be more present, David transitioned to real estate, becoming a top broker in Manhattan, selling more than $500 million in properties. But when the world locked down, they came back to Ohio to visit family, and suddenly, the lockdown unlocked something new.
We forgot that way of life existed, that you can open your back door and you have a lawn. It's important for me to see my son get off the bus some days, right?
You didn't have to sell Cleveland to David. He realized this community is a hidden gem.
I love the Midwestern sensibility. I love helping people. I love the fact that it's actually affordable, that, we're not selling $20 million townhouses and, to investors that are overseas and you never meet them. Like, it's a very personal experience.
And it wasn't a hard sell to the agency's celebrity founder, Mauricio Umansky. The agency Cleveland launched in fall of 2023, and more Northeast Ohio offices are on the horizon. Of course, Cleveland isn't Beverly Hills or the Hamptons, but David says that's the point.
When we have people from agency corporate come here from LA and New York and all these places, they're blown away with what you can get in terms of affordability across all price points, whether it's $200,000 or $2 million.
I know there are people who might watch this and go, oh, the agency. Do you know Mauricio, and when is he coming back to Cleveland?
I couldn't believe how many times he was stopped on the street by total random Chagrin Falls people being like, Mauricio. When he came here, we had our launch. He'd never been to Cleveland. He was like, oh my God, he was much like all of us. He was wildly taken with Cleveland.
The irony isn't lost on David. An actor turned real estate executive who grew up in Ohio, lived a dream in New York City, and then.
It was one of those things that when I found it again, I was kind of like, I'm home. This is it. I think as long as you pay attention to what you're longing for, what you need, you can kind of find your way through it.
I mean, such a great guy. And I think he talks to a lot of people who have left and come back. I mean, that encompasses everything that so many of us who have left and come back, what we come back for. This is a hidden gem in this city. And by the way, in Northeast Ohio, they are opening up their second location in Hudson soon. So
very nice.
Yeah.